Hello and welcome to another edition of Sand Shark Bites. We don't have time to get into character, get into the groove of that new intro. It's just bang bang.
Right here, right now.
Speaking of which, it's bang 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 all the time right now. It's spring season. We're flying along, and I think you said a while ago that we're 7 weeks from graduation. Believe it or not, it's just unreal. You got the crazy eyes.
It's crazy. It's crazy, and the amount of work that I have to do, the amount of work that our seniors have to do before graduation. It's, I mean, where are we going to make the time?
It's so crazy that we didn't even introduce ourselves. We need no introduction at this point, I'm sure. I'm your host, Justin Jarrett, and I am joined, as always, by the man, the myth, the legend, James A. Duffy. We've had some technical difficulties trying to get the show going this week, so hopefully this one makes it to the air. We have lost them in the ether before, so hopefully not this time. We're back after a little hiatus last week for spring break. It was not very much of a break for me. I know that you faculty folks got to take a break from teaching classes at least.
Yeah, but just sleep in till about 8 o'clock on a couple of occasions. It was fantastic.
Nice, very nice. But we were busy as could be last week. We had men's golf at home at Oldfield on Monday and Tuesday. We had softball at home on Thursday. We had baseball at home on Friday and Saturday. So it has been a scramble for the past couple of weeks since we were last on the airwaves, and a lot going on.
Lots of good news.
And lots of good news,
yeah.
Yes. In fact, all 4 USCB teams that compete in spring sports for which there are top 25 polls are currently ranked. Baseball was
very specific.
It is. Well, track and field doesn't have a top 25 poll, so they can't be ranked. But all the others are. Baseball was the one holdout in the preseason. They jumped in at number 7 yesterday. So they went from unranked in the preseason to number 7. Some national recognition for that fantastic start they've had. And then they promptly go out and split a doubleheader at Edward Waters. But still the record 25-4, best we've ever been at this point in a season. And things looking very good for Sand Shark baseball.
You gotta love it. It's a beautiful thing.
It is. Took 4 over the weekend from Fisher. Show favorite Charlie McGinnis, a.k.a. Charlie McGinnis, had a rough one. He took a foul ball off his own bat into his mouth and cracked some teeth.
I'm not laughing at
busted
you, Charlie.
Things up. It was very frightening. Thankfully, it was just cosmetic damage. No no major injury or anything. But we're glad to see Charlie's okay because it really was. It was a scary moment. I'd never seen anything quite like it. And I know some of our viewers who were watching the game were probably wondering about an update on Charlie. So he is okay. And baseball's looking good, and they get a weekend off this weekend, which is very rare at this time of year. They have a full weekend off. They'll get back at it Tuesday at home against Bruton Parker. Outscored them 39-1 in a doubleheader earlier this season, so hopefully it should be a couple more wins, and then back into conference play next weekend at Warner.
And we'll have a doubleheader for softball on that same day.
We will. It's going to be a crazy day for me.
Busy day, Richard
the
Gray.
plan is to have Game 1 of softball against Kentucky Christian on the county channel, and then no broadcast for Game 2, unfortunately. But we'll get one softball game and both baseball games broadcast that day. So 3 out of 4 ain't bad. There was a song, something to that effect, by The Meatloaf.
The Meatloaf, as it were, yes.
So baseball's looking good. Softball still kind of trying to find their sea legs, so to speak. Young team kind of searching for an identity a little bit. Split that doubleheader with Cumberland last week, and they're playing at Bruton Parker as we record today, so we don't have any results from that one. You can check uscbathletics.com to see how those turn out. And then this weekend, conference play begins. It's a clean slate for the team, and I know they're looking forward to that. They'll have Kaiser on Saturday, St. Thomas on Sunday, and hopefully come out of that first weekend of conference play feeling good about themselves.
Yeah, there's a lot of potential on this team. And
Absolutely.
And they've all shown these flashes of brilliance, and there's been just moments where then the wheels have just come right off.
Yeah.
And so getting that balance in there of taking this talent and really having it so all cylinders are firing at the same time.
Yeah, I think it goes along with the territory of a young team, and you had those 9 seniors last year who were in leadership roles, and now you've got players who have kind of played supporting cast roles who are asked to step into a leading role, and it's different. It really is. And just finding that dynamic and putting it all together, who's going to be the one who stops the slump, or who's going to be the one who gets the big hit when we need it, or who steps up and instills confidence in her teammates. They're lacking confidence a little bit, But as you mentioned, I mean, they've shown the potential. They beat number 5 in the nation. They've played with several top 10 teams, had one-run games. So the potential is there, and I think the conference, the level of competition will step down just a notch from where it's been the past few weeks. The conference is still a quality conference, but not in that top 10 caliber team.
And it's been a weird schedule
level.
too. The last 4 weekends have all been tournaments.
Yeah.
So they've been all over the place and being kind of inconsistent in their personal schedules as well as their school schedules. And now
it's a lot for young players adjusting to the college game to take in. So hopefully they can get settled in and
we can make
and
up
get going.
excuses a lot. Do we just want to see them now start?
We could, but the excuses are over. Yeah, it's a fresh slate for
There we
conference
go.
play, and now it's time to get it done for sure. Golf has been getting it done, big time. Men's golf went up to Wilmington, and I know your buddies Brad and Judd. You know, those are your buds.
Tearing it up with the big boys. I mean,
They hung with the big dogs. First place Duke, second place UNC Wilmington, third place Western Kentucky, fourth place University of South Carolina Beaufort. So Division I tournament up there. Big school in Duke winning the championship. USCB was right there, one shot out of third. Brad Curran proved that he's a top quality player, tied for third place. Judd Milam had a tough final round, but still finished in the top 20. Kirk Mitchell was right up there as well. So, yeah, Coach Danny Allen's team getting her done. They made a nice charge at home the previous week and had a great final round to finish second at the Sand Shark Classic. And then they go up to Wilmington and go fourth place in a D1 field. So just an awesome performance. And the women, Franzi Knoch, our German friend, Franzi Knoch, has been tearing it up. Sun Conference Player of the Week 2 weeks in a row. She finished third at the Armstrong Pirate Invitational. And then this past week, she was at the Callaway Gardens Women's Invitational Intercollegiate. She finished first place.
And we're talking international.
74-73.
We have Vanessa Schlu is right behind her in a lot of
Schlu, the Germans.
They're
I saw Vanessa today. She was out checking out the faculty staff versus students soccer game and talked to her a little bit. But yeah, it's some weeks it's the Euro Sharks. We've got the Germans and the Swede and the where is Lena
Brit.
from? We got a Brit, and then Lena's from Slovakia. So we've got them from all over the place. Megan Martin cracked the lineup a couple times. She's a good old American. But yeah, Coach Alexis Bennett likes her Europeans, and they've been doing a fantastic job. They're ranked 7th in the nation as well. So knocking down the door and
great
hopefully
numbers for this little school we got down here in the Low Country.
Hopefully building up toward. I've been on record that this is the year women's golf wins the first national championship in USCB history. So we'll see. It's not beyond the realm of possibility.
No. Yeah.
Our track and/or field squad.
Track and/or field
has not competed, I don't think, since we last shot a show. They've been at Savannah several times this year. They're finally going to break out of the area this weekend, take a few people up to Myrtle Beach for the Shamrock Classic. So keep an eye on the website, and we'll be talking about them a little bit more next week. And then the big faculty staff versus student soccer game. You must have been otherwise engaged. I didn't see you out there in your cape.
I got to teach sometimes. There's days where I just have to teach. I can only cancel so many classes a semester before they fire me. I don't know. But yeah, it was great to at least have been part of the organizational committee. I didn't do anything. It goes to Dominic Viola and Rachel Williams and development and all those people who really worked hard to put it together. We had some great faculty and staff members who show up, some who don't usually show up that ended up being part of this one today. So I couldn't be there, but there were many others who really.
Well, a good time was had by all except the poor sap who had to get in the Finnegan costume when it was about 85 degrees and he didn't last very long. I can tell you that.
That job is going to be terrible in September.
Yes.
And when soccer starts up again.
Yeah, well, somebody else forgot to bring the cooling packs, the cooling vest, and so the somebody who was in the Finnegan costume probably lost a few pounds, like a pound per minute.
I could do that. I should get into that Finnegan costume twice a week and do some lunges.
There you go. Yeah, we'd have to take it to the dry cleaner, but
you would.
but yeah, you should do
It'd be
that,
awful.
definitely. But no, a good time was had. I know Dr. Panu had a great time. He was the referee and did a great job of making sure that the score ended up tied at the end through whatever means necessary. So that was fantastic. We had an impromptu penalty shootout that resulted in it being a 4-4 tie. So the students outplayed. They definitely controlled the match, but Ed Heberling, our soccer coach, did a good job of playing goalkeeper and kind of directing traffic, and the faculty staff team was very coachable and was able to minimize the damage.
I'm glad the old dogs can learn some new tricks.
Yeah. And speaking of new tricks, we're not going to have an interview this week because no interview this week because we have a pre-shot segment. Our friend Carlo Perruzza, who introduced himself on the show a couple weeks ago, did a little piece for us.
Field piece.
He went out to
human interest story.
Yeah, he went out to talk to his buddies on the baseball team, and he asked them who would be the best and worst presidential candidates among their teammates. And needless to say, we had some pretty funny responses. So it's going to be a new segment called Catching Up with Carlo, and let's do that right now. Let's catch up with Carlo up next here on Sand Shark Bites.
Hello, welcome to Catching Up with Carlo. I'm your host, Carlo Perruzza. There's been much talk right now about the current presidential race. So, we talked to the USCB baseball team, and we asked them who they thought on the team would make the best president and who would be the worst president. Let's see what they have to say. So, because it's the president season, we want to know, of all your teammates, who would be the best to run for president?
I would say Nick Payne for president.
I'm going to go with Julio.
Joey Sheffield, without a doubt.
I would choose Cal.
Daniel Mills.
Best president, Brandon Joyce.
Oh, me, no doubt. You know, I got a kid. I've lived a little bit of life, and I could really use some of that campaign money to buy diapers.
Smart guy. Probably best GPA on the team. He's got great hair. Great hair. Key to be a president.
He doesn't speak English, and I think it'd be pretty funny to see him run for president.
Because he has too much swag. That's basically all I have to say about him.
Great guy, you know, great sense of humor. You know, looks out for everybody. You know, he's my favorite freshman, so, you know, I had to look out. You know, I could give him a little shout out.
Years of experience.
He's the best at everything he does. Just phenomenal.
Does his hair have something to say with that?
Yeah, way better than Trump's. He's a great guy, all around.
Do you think he would be in favor of building walls?
Yeah.
Who would you say would be the worst candidate for president?
Worst candidate?
Oh, man. A lot of candidates for this one, but I'm going to go with Forrest Kirsch.
Max Baltimore.
Oh, hard no on Yankel and both Ozerskis. Hard no.
Probably Colin Tyndall. Be the worst president in United States, actually world history, probably.
Colin Tyndall. Not a doubt in my mind.
I'm going to go with Colin Tyndall as well.
I just think he wouldn't have a clue what to do, in all honesty. Just goof around too much and he'd lose right off the bat. He wouldn't even make it to the final election.
Do you think he'd rock the Timbs to the White House?
Oh, no doubt. Purple shirt, red shorts, and the Timbs. That's the way he does it.
Just because, look at him. I wish you could put the camera on him, but...
You can't even keep track of his car keys. So, or his ID, or his life.
Yankel, I mean, he asked so many questions, he wouldn't know what to do with anything. It's just bad.
All right, lastly, what would you think of a Ozerski brothers presidency?
I'd move to Canada. I mean, honestly, if they could run for president, I would honestly move to Canada.
I'd pack up with Gore and move to Canada.
Oh, you moved to Canada?
Oh, I would.
What the reaction would be if you and your brother both ran? How do you think you guys would be? Would you guys be good presidents and vice president?
There would be a lot of fighting, competing with each other, but you know, I would have to win because I'm just a better brother, better looking, better player. You know, just everything about me is a lot better than my brother. So.
Would Keith be the vice president then?
My other brother that's not here, he would be the vice president. Keith is not even
so
in
Keith
the story.
Would just be in Congress.
He would just
or
be
something?
somewhere trying to get some girls. You know what I'm saying? In the stands. My other brother would just my other brother would just be a good fit for vice president.
All right, thanks, man.
Thanks it.
Thanks for catching up with me this week. I'll be back next week and we can catch up then.
At the University of South Carolina, Beaufort, we offer small classes, individual attention, and an affordable education in an atmosphere that fosters diversity and achievement.
We are students.
We field 9 Sandshark sports teams that compete in the Sun Conference.
We are athletes.
We are one university with 2 campuses serving the coastal areas of South Carolina and Georgia.
We are the Low Country.
We are the fastest growing 4-year school in the University of South Carolina system. We are USCB.
Oh, that's
just brilliance. We should do nothing but that.
Amazing.
I mean, it's the best thing ever. So.
Amazing. Too funny. For the record, I'll go Charlie McGinnis best. Gosh, there really are a lot of candidates for worst. Hard to disagree with Tyndall. Tyndall's pretty quiet, pretty reserved. Not sure he's presidential material. Hard pass on the Ozerski ticket. Hard pass. I'm with Balter on that one. Hard pass on the Ozerski ticket.
There were some real moments of genius and insight, and some spontaneous results. But I mean, just yeah, more of that. Let's just do that.
Yeah, that was hysterical. Carlo's already brainstorming some ideas for his next segment. It's going to be a high bar to clear because he came up with a really good topic for the first one. It's going to be tough to beat that, but hopefully we'll be able to incorporate some different teams. He knows the baseball guys better, so he has a little anxiety about branching out into the other teams, but we got to get some other teams involved and do some more catching up with Carlo because I think that's the missing ingredient.
It really is.
Yeah.
That's the thing right
Yeah,
there.
it's good stuff. And it's what we've always envisioned for this show is to get more student involvement, not only in front of the camera as far as interviewing the students and getting to know them, the student athletes, but also getting our students involved behind the camera and on the production end of things too. So we're excited to have Carlo working with us and look forward to his next segment for sure. So that leaves us with just one thing left to do.
Just one thing.
And we have a lot of candidates for this week's Sandshark Bites Athlete of the Week. If we were to run through all of them, goodness sakes, Matt Kianka has been a complete stud for the past couple of weeks for the baseball team. John Gora, Justin Cortesis, Jamie Strock, all pitching phenomenally. Julio DePena as well. Blake Drew hasn't allowed an earned run yet. Ashley Lehman had a softball pitcher of the week last week. Track and field had 4 athletes of the week for the Sun Conference a couple weeks ago. We've had a bunch of them. Brad Curran tying for 3rd in the Division I event.
Yeah.
But I have to go with the German.
Yeah.
The German,
You have to. Yeah.
Franzi Knoch. Franzi went 3rd place, 1st place for the last 2 events. 2 times in a row the Sun Conference Player of the Week, or Golfer of the Week, I guess, for women's golf. So Franzi, I believe, is rated 3rd in the NAIA right now by GolfStat as far as her scoring average goes. So Franzi is thinking national championship, international championship, so to speak. So congratulations to Franzi on her great play. They'll be back at it this weekend at home, in fact. It's not our tournament, but it's right here in our backyard. The Low Country Intercollegiate is on Saturday and Sunday at Moss Creek Golf Club. So if you're in the area and you want to go check out some really good women's golf, going to be Division I, Division II, and NAIA programs there. I believe it's 18 teams. So it's really going to be quite an event, and hopefully the Sandshark women's golf team can keep it going, keep playing great. Congratulations to Franzi. Thanks to all of you for joining us for another episode of Sandshark Bites. Assuming that technology does not fail us, we will be back for another episode next week. Until then, keep those fins up.